What is up, guys? Welcome back. In today's video, we're gonna slam this KLX 110 back on the dyno here, guys. We got a Nibbi 22 carb up from the Nibbi 19 back here that I'm gonna show you guys. And we're gonna talk about the struggles of this bike making more power than my son's. And yet a newer KLX 110, which we had on here, which made 5.8 horsepower stock. And we are so struggling to stay there on this bike. We have a PC performance pipe. We've been toying around with the Nibbi 19 from the stock carb. And now we have the Nibbi 22 on here, which has a substantially bigger venturi when I compared the two the other day. However, we did go ahead and throw the carb on. My boy and I really wanted to rip it around yesterday, so we slammed it on. We had a little bit of a clogged pilot circuit on that carburetor back there, so we just slammed this one on. And right away, we noticed a pretty good difference on just how the bike ran. That being said, we are still struggling to try to edge towards 6 horsepower with this bike. And that is one of my goals, and it has been a struggle. Let's get into it. Yeah, if you see, we did already start warming this bike up. I hooked all my stuff up. And we got her at about 1.18 horsepower, which is about what we had on the Nibbi 19 back here, guys. So here's the Nibbi 19 we just tore off, and we have the Nibbi 22. And in case you're wondering, the outside diameter appears to be the exact same. So if you want to do what we did over here, is we took the air filter that was off the OEM, the boot here, the nozzle, and that will stretch onto these Nibbis if you want to do that, guys. And then we just put one of our pod filters that we had on the shelf back here on here. As you can see, it's kind of zip tied up, but I'll give you another angle from the other side. Probably end up pulling these shrouds off here, guys, for sure. Air filter isn't crazy bad, but you will see some dirt in there. And that's the thing with running an open pod like this. If you're going to be running track stuff, it's not too feasible because you're going to get them dirty and have to clean them non-stop. Pretty much should anyway. But about after every ride, I'd be pulling these and cleaning them. We're going to upgrade to probably like the BBR style intake eventually, guys. Yeah, so that being said, guys, I had a 2025 KLX 110 on here. It was a little bit rich. It built up to 5.8 horsepower. It took about like 5-6 pulls, and it peaked out and went down. That's how I know a bike's usually tuned good. If it just keeps creeping up forever, that means the bike's rich. It's real easy to tell. Of course, having the wideband sensor and all the fancy gadgets and all that will make it better, 100%. We're gonna look into getting a better quality wideband here soon, and then I can rig up another system to where I can tune these 4 strokes and see where they're at, like right off the back. And I wanna come up with something eventually, guys. That's on the list for sure. But yeah, the struggle has been freaking crazy trying to match even my boy's bike and the brand new 2025 KLX 110L I had on here the other day. And it just went to right up to 5.8 horsepower. Like I say, it wasn't real rich, but it was a little rich from factory. And I was surprised. And as you can see, I got almost 2 horsepower. And this has got the PC pipe. Now, does it need a top end or the top end going over? It's a possibility, guys. It really could. I want to say the compression was right around 135-ish last time I checked on a cold bike. So there's that, guys. Yeah, so if I could even get this bike to 5.8 horsepower, the same as a 2025 or 2026, a brand new KLX, I'd be happy. It might take a little work, but we definitely upgraded from the 19, guys. And I will 100% say, when we went from the stock OEM carburetor to this carburetor, we did not make more power. It was really close to about the same by a 1/10 or so. But it definitely did not make more power with this carburetor. However, it ran better. 100% the Nibbi ran better. It also tunes a lot easier. It's the more common jets on these. And yeah, 100% just throttle response and everything across the board felt better with the Nibbi carb over the OEM. I'll quit flapping my jaws here and we'll get this bike fired up and we'll see if we even break a 1.18, kind of see where the main jet is at on this bike. There's a 90 in it now, and the 90 was running rich on my bike at WOT, 100% running rich. I did about 5.2 horsepower the day before yesterday, and it took me a while to build there. Like I said before, I had to do like 15, 20 pulls to keep creeping, and I just kept creeping at 5.2 and finally got there. I was like, whew, yeah, I know this bike's rich. But let's get this thing fired up and start seeing what kind of power we can make out of the Nibbi 22mm Carb. All right, guys, the bike appears to be a little rich there. I think we are 4.53 horsepower at 7,000 RPM here. But we have to see, right? We're gonna get the bike fired up and make like 4 or 5 back-to-back pulls here real quick, guys, and see which way the power is going. Oddly, it's rich with a 90 main jet in it, guys. Alright guys, 100% wants more fuel on the idle circuit. We went ahead and enriched that almost a half a turn to maybe even 3/4. So it might want a 42 Pilot, oddly. But keep in mind we're running the pod filter, so that's probably why it's more rich than normally. We hit 5.7 horsepower, I'm sorry, 5.47 horsepower there, guys. 5.3, 5.2, and 5.4. So we're getting better results. Let's give it a couple more pulls. Guys, take a look back here. We hit 5.84 horsepower on that last pull at 7,500 RPM. Sweet, we finally got there. Jeez, oh Pete's. Now we're starting to hunt the 6 horsepower range on this bike. Let's pull up all this data, guys. All right, guys, let's go. 5.88 horsepower. We had a 5.75, and this configure one was, I jacked up the name when I do consecutive runs. I was rushing through it, and it cleared it out and made its own name. Anyhow, 5.88 as our peak highest horsepower. We were definitely staying right in the 5.8s. If I brought up the last 3 pulls, you would see that too. So the bike is still acting like it could be just a hair rich, but we'll leave it with the 90 in it because it just seems kind of small for a 22 mil. But that's where it's making peak horsepower, guys. Let me compare the 5.88 to a stock KLX 110 2025 model, guys. So here's my bike, and here's the 2025. Thanks to the TB Performance Cam, I do believe this bike revs. So this is the difference you're getting. You're shifting your power probably. The power curve is nice and broad now. A little bit peakier looking up top here. And maybe some of this dippage can get out of here too. I mean, if that's smoothed out, if you could smooth that out in tuning, maybe. But yeah, you can see that this is a little more peaky, and look where the power was being made down here. And we were having this discussion the other day with my son and I, and my cousin was over. I was like, man, you can tell the TTR definitely is better in the tight turns and stuff back here on the track. It definitely rips in a tighter trail area, guys. So if you want a bike that's going to favor that, you might want to go with the old TTR. But the definitely like in the straightaways, the Cowie's going to come back with making more power up top. As you can see, our stalker signed off about 10,000. And with the TB Performance camshaft, we definitely are out here like 11.4, 11.6, guys. So that's pretty freaking good. The broadness. Now we do have a pod filter that I showed you here, and we're gonna get a better one eventually. That's just kind of something I've scratched my head and made work, and I was like, great. And yeah, so pod filter, the 22mm carb, the PC pipe, and we're now, right here's the stock KLX 110 best pull was 5.75 horsepower, and then the bike here is almost knocking on the door at 5.9 with 5.88 horsepower. So definitely some improvements coming up from the 19 carb. All right, I brought up the test on all 3 bikes. We have the TTR 110 that's basically bone stock, the 2025 KLX, and the modded 2007. We're finally there with these guys. The struggle has been real. As you can see from the TB cam and some mod work we've done, we definitely rev more on the modded KLX behind us here, guys. And if you look at Junior's bike, like I said, it's more of a tight track trail ripper. Makes power definitely down low here a little more. If you look, it's probably more in like the 55 to 58 margin. And then the stock 2025 KLX is just over 6,000, 64-ish or so. And then as you've seen on our bike, it was clean out to like 7,000 RPM, and we're almost making 12,000 RPM with this mod work done here. It's pretty impressive. I think 11.6 was the highest I've seen today. We're tied now for Junior's bike at 588 versus the 2007 is 588 too. Wait till I tell him later, guys. He's gonna be mad. He says, "We got to do stuff to mine, Dad." But that's cool, guys. Here is the comparison I forgot to show you guys between the Nibbi 19 and the Nibbi 22. So we definitely made more power with the 22. Keep in mind, this carburetor was a little fat. However, there was weeks ago, I tried my butt off to get this 19 back to around what the Kian carburetor was doing. I think with this cam and the Kian carburetor with the pod filter, I did hit 5.7, but I was not staying there too well. It would be lower than that a lot of the times. So there's definitely more potential to be made with the 22, but they both feel similar as far as throttle response and how they feel on the trail. Obviously, we got a little bit more power out of the 22, a little bit more rev here. So the carburetor does make a difference, hands down, guys. More power there. Almost 5.2 yesterday, and we are at 5.8 with the 22mm carb. Again, I apologize. I'm losing my voice a little bit here, guys. But yeah, I know somebody might laugh at this, but it's been a struggle. The struggle has been real with this older KLX. And yeah, the try to make the power of my boy's bike, it's been a challenge. And his is still going to shine in the coming out of the tight turns and stuff, like I said, because the power band rips and makes peak power down lower. It's just is what it is. I am very happy with the camshaft we put in this thing. And I do want to try a 26 mil out as well, guys. I didn't want to go 26 right off the back. I kind of wanted to ease away. And if I got extra of these carbs laying around, that's fine too. What I'm afraid with the 26 is we're going to really lose bottom end. But then again, if I keep my RPMs where they're supposed to be and really make this bike rev, then that might be fine. We'll see. We will pull the trigger on a 26 as well, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments if you slapped on a 26 mil, and let me know what you think. But this 22 mil has got potential for breaking 6 horsepower. As we could see, we left off at 5.88 horsepower. We have numerous runs rated in 5.8 horsepower. So we finally got there. Coming for you, Junior. All right, guys. Well, now we only have one thing to do, and let's get out and test this bike out, guys. All right, guys, we got Junior here. He's got the old TTR out, and we got the old KLX 110. So no better test than to do some time trials. He's going to whip this back around the loop, and we're going to whip this back around the loop, and we're going to see what bike puts down the better time. Now, don't try and freaking lay up on my bike just because you want your bike to win. Huh? I won't. Yeah, buddy, so we have the bikes about exactly the same now. They both oddly put out 5.88 horsepower. Now, with the stock KLX carb that was on here in the pod filter, we did hit, I think, 5.8 one time. This was steady hitting 5.8 now with this 22 on there today a few times. So I definitely know it's not a crazy amount of difference in power, but the 22 definitely puts out more power than the 19. We've seen that on the dyno. It undoubtedly does. The KLX carb, if you stick with it, will put out more power, slightly more power. However, the 19 or the Nibbi carburetors alone just tune much better, and like I say, have the more of the common size jets that you can get for these carbs. All right, buddy, so what bike we want to take first? We got to warm them both up here.
We we can take your bike if you want.
He wants to do the old Cowie first. All right. All right, guys. First up is the modded KLX 110. On your mark. Get set. Go. On your mark, get set, go! Bone stock with the KLX carb. Here we go, buddy. Get you geared up and ready to go. On your mark, get set, go! You're not gonna believe the results and how close they were. You're not gonna believe this, dude. It's crazy how close they were. It's very, very crazy. All right, final test for the TTR. Are you ready? Come on, get in your race position, son. Chest to the bars, elbows up. On your mark. Hold on. Get set. Go. Alright, dude, so I gotta ask, which, like, well, let's just get your input, like, what it felt like without knowing any of the results. I know you know a little bit after us talking a little bit, but...
I feel like I was faster in the turns and that made a difference on that. But on the straightaways, I feel like I was faster on that. Yeah, when I started, this felt better, but...
Yeah.
When I got like down to there.
Yeah, on the straightaway back there.
Better, yeah.
Yeah.
When I started to get to the middle.
So how close do you think the times were?
Very close.
Yeah. Well, they were very close, guys, and we're gonna know once we edit the video. But let's just go. The first time I didn't get, so I got the first run or the second run on the KLX and the first and second on that. I was switching screens around on my phone, and yeah, I kind of messed up. But what the crazy part is, here we go. On the times that I got on my phone, not editing in the software, the first run or the second run you did that I actually got on the KLX, 33.78 seconds. Guess what the TTR was? 33.78 exactly. Exactly, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They both were the exact same to the T. So that's crazy. So as you know, the struggle has been real with the old school KLX keeping up with the TTR 100%. I've seen it in more than one way running this thing on the dyno, from it being in the old shop to the new shop, guys. It's just been a fight. Now I know this thing could be probably freshened up a little bit on the bottom end for sure, but it's crazy, isn't it? It's really crazy. And then to have that 2025 down here and see it do 5.7 horsepower. I think I was saying 8 earlier in the video. I looked back at the short and it was 5.7. So we're finally ahead of what a stock brand new one would do. So it's taken a little work. Do I think we could probably squeak more horsepower and break 6? Easily. I think we're hunting towards it, and we're going to get the bigger 26 carb too, and then maybe we'll throw the 22 on Junior's bike. He's been asking when we're going to suit that one up. All right, guys, we're kind of running out of time on this video, so I'm going to do one run on the KLX, and then I'm going to do one run on the TTR. And I 100% think he was giving it hell on both of them, weren't you?
Yeah.
You weren't favoring one bike over the other.
Yeah.
He was hands down ripping. I could hear him ripping. So I'm going to give it one try each, and then we'll put the results all together once we edit this video. But it's crazy how close it is. That's nuts. And it used to be hands down your bike being faster all around all the time. If we finally are getting there, right? A lot of work we're putting into this daggone old beaten ass KLX 110. Now, I shouldn't say that, but it's a solid bike. It 100% is a solid bike. But yeah, if you get yourself a pre-2010, they will be a fraction slower than this newer stuff, guys. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, I did not get my first run, which was a tenth slower than Junior, so he says. Now we're recording. Whenever you're ready, buddy. Wow, what did I get that time?
32.87.
32.87. I had to step it up after I seen I was a tenth slower than you. All right, Knuckles, buddy. Let me get your bike warmed up. All right, guys. TTR 110. Gun stock comes into the KLX carb on it. All right, buddy. I feel like I'm going to be faster on this one. This is my guess. But whenever you're ready. Better for sure. Well, how did we do?
You did better than the last one. You got 32.60.
So that was the fastest time?
Yeah.
All right. Screenshot her, buddy.
Okay.
I think that's close enough to bring the results together. How about you?
Yep.
Let me tell you something. I felt like this thing is pretty equal to the KLX, but I feel like when you're going fast, I felt like with these Crocs on, and I should not have Crocs on doing this, I feel like I was liable to break my ankle quicker on this one. And even though the suspension is a little more rigid on this bike, just because what we have done to it, I felt like the handling on the KLX was hands down. I felt tighter in the trails. I felt better in the trails. But this bike, like when you're in there ripping through the turns and stuff, you can feel that it has the low end power for sure. But in the straightaway, oh man, that KLX it's ringing out compared to this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Train like a beast, rise like a king, fall 7 times on a fight like spring. Push to the limit, go past the pain. Ain't nothing to lose, got to fight the game.
horsepower now. Junior's jelly. Are you jelly, Junior?
No.
He's jealous. So, he's a little jelly, guys. Are you jealous that my bike's finally
No.
got the horsepower as yours? The same horsepower. 5.88, bro. This bike's getting 6 horsepower before that bike does.
Why? You got like so much done to yours.
I do, but I'm also fat. You're light. What?
Yours has got a pipe, a carb, a bunch of stuff, and mine has a carb.
Yeah, well, better get some sponsors then.
I bet mine would have like 6.5 if I had all those marks.
6.5. Hey guys, yeah. So we've kept the old TTR stock long enough. It's time to start transferring some stuff onto this bike. So if we're going to get the 26 Nibbi and put on here, we'll probably fool around with putting the 22 on there and so on and so forth, and start modding his out a little bit too. We haven't really said much about it. I know like a year ago in previous videos we talked about getting him into racing, and now I think he's about ready to actually do his first race. The classes we're going to do, he can run the 110 and the 65 class to get his feet wet. I told him he should just go all out and race the 65 in there. But hey, just to get his feet wet, I don't even care if he comes in last place. Or wait a minute, maybe I do care. We can't do last place. We can't do last. Second to last at least, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I'd just be happy to see him get out there and break the ice. So we're looking forward to that. We have 3 weeks. We got the 250 back here. I'm under a lot of pressure of trying to get that together and just get it running, just to go up there and play around. It may or may not happen, guys. I already have a crankshaft on order, and we're about to pull the trigger and some more parts on this thing. And yeah, so I'm not going to be too pressed if we don't get that done in time, but I am pushing to get it done in time, if that makes any sense. So yeah, you think they're pretty equal feeling all in all though, like especially for that straight stretch,
Yeah.
you know, and the course we did. I felt like they're pretty equal. I think this bike handles better. What about you on the handling?
I like that one because it sits higher and I feel like it takes the bumps better. It just feels better.
Well, both of these rear shocks really do kind of suck. So there's that, guys. The suspension's not the best on this. We haven't did anything to the front forks on this yet, and they do clap out with myself and bigger individuals on them. So there's that. We're going to get to that. I'm thinking about maybe the TB fork kit. I've been looking around a little bit, something that I can just bolt right up and go out there and have some fun, guys. But yeah, so there's that. Hey guys, well, I guess that's enough blowing smoke here, and we'll cut the video here. I want to thank you all for watching. Look for more content coming soon, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you get down there and help us out. Tell them, Junior.
Hit the subscribe button.
That's right. Hit the subscribe button. Comment down below what you would like to see, guys, and we'll see you next time.